I have impacted reading in my first grade classroom, but us interns have impacted reading in all of the grade levels at Washington West.
I think I've impacted reading in my classroom because I have stressed the importance of it within my students, and I've showed that I enjoy reading, which in turn has motivated them to read.
I think I impacted reading in the classroom because my students had more opportunities to listen to modeled reading. The one aspect of reading that really impacted student learning was the challenging questions that were generated from the reading.
I think I impacted reading in my classroom because students showed how they were engaged when they would pay attention, ask questions, and hold discussions at the reading carpet. Students also showed how I impacted their reading when they would read the stories that I brought in once they were done doing their work.
In my classroom, the teacher pairs reading and writing, so I think that I've impacted reading because in my learning segment I taught a lesson on sequencing events, so students had to read a passage, and I taught them strategies for underlining in the passage as they're reading and then numbering the events that happen in a story. And I think that I've impacted the reading in that class because when I've been back in the classroom after my learning segment lesson, students' task is to sequence events. I've seen them use the reading strategy that I taught.
A few members in the school board have expressed some concern about the SBU interns' effect on reading in the classroom. Some people think that us interns do not have enough experience or training to choose developmentally appropriate reading materials for the students in Washington West. The Fieldback program that we are in goes against this claim.
The interns from St. Bonaventure who are in Fieldback 1 are well prepared to choose developmentally appropriate reading activities because they have learned about developmentally appropriate practice in many of their classes. They are also very familiar with and able to use the Common Core standards, and the Common Core standards in ELA address text complexity so that they know how to choose correct materials.
We all have taught many reading lessons this semester. We have either read a story to the class, used the Basel readers for guidance, led a reading center on a story from the Basel, and have also done guided reading. Every reading lesson connects to the New York State Common Core learning standards for English language arts and literacy. We impact the reading standards in our lessons. Since we are also implementing the Common Core standards, we can see the students becoming more fluent readers just by teaching them more skills on word recognition. Because of us interns, we have not only read fiction books to the students, but we have also introduced nonfiction and informational books to them as well. We even have impacted theory relating to reading. Throughout the day, the students are always reading, whether it is independently or with the teacher. This relates to Vygotsky's zone of proximal development. There are 3 levels to ZPD. There's the independent level, the instruction level, and the frustration level. In many classrooms, there are many times throughout the day the students are at the instructional level. But when the students are reading on their own, they need to find a book that is at their independent level. Students can become frustrated when they are reading if the text is too difficult for them. They need to choose a different book so they can be back at their independent level. Students also use Louise Rosenblatt's reader response theory. Students in the Olean City Schools are always examining, explaining, and defending why they like or dislike a text. Students are always trying to find the meaning of a text and what the author means with the help of teachers and the St. Bonaventure interns.